Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode number 205 of the Flicker Effect podcast. Really quick before the show gets started, I actually just wanted to apologize that this episode is being posted as late as it is. This was recorded a couple weeks ago. Just been very busy, and unfortunately, it's not getting posted until now. So just wanted to say my apologies for that. And actually, a couple more episodes will be posting very soon. I won't be recording those, but the gang, Michelle, Bobby, and Yasha will all be there for the next two episodes. They're going to be recording those on the same day, and those will be posted very soon. But I also just wanted to take a moment to announce that from now on, you will be able to expect an episode every Monday. It'll be posting at 8 p.m. Monday nights. That's Eastern time for those in other time zones. But yeah, make sure to look for the podcast to be posted every night, Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. And thank you for listening to the Flicker Effect podcast. With that said, please enjoy Flicker Effect episode number 205. Hello and welcome everybody to Flicker Effect episode number 205. We're recording this on Sunday, February 26th, 2017. I'm David Lott. Joining me this week is Bobby Jackson.
Hello everybody.
Yasha Wilson.
Hey.
And Michelle Curry.
Hey everyone.
Just a reminder, this podcast is available on iTunes, Google Play Music, and the iHeartRadio app. You can search for us by simply searching for Flicker Effect. That's two words. You can also find us on YouTube. Our link over there is youtube.com/Flicker Effect. How's it going, guys? Happy Oscar Sunday.
Oscar Sunday!
Yeah,
This is our Super Bowl.
This is like my Super Bowl. I love Oscar Sunday.
Yeah, we know.
Did you make any food, Michelle?
There will be snacks later.
I respect it, Michelle. Like, I mean, honestly, if we live closer, I could totally see all of us getting together and just watching the Oscars.
I mean, there's decorations and snack foods. Oh yeah,
Decorations. Wow.
There's ballots. Ooh, this year we've got an Oscar bingo. I'm super stoked
Oscar
for.
bingo.
I'm super
that's cool.
excited for it.
How many people are you having over, Michelle?
There's just three of us.
No, I mean, that's cool. Like, I mean, I'm just going over to my mom's house with my girlfriend to watch the show. It's not like it's like we're going to a big party. So essentially, there'll be three of us too.
Yeah. No,
How does your Oscar bingo work?
So I found this. It was a spreadsheet on some website, and they've got 5 different bingo sheets that you can print. And basically, like the one was like, I'm trying to think. Like a one square was music cuts off acceptance speech. And then another square was like somebody can't read the prompter. And then another one was like something like a reaction shot of when a winner's announced and it's not them or something. Like I was reading them and they were cute. I didn't like look into it like a lot because I was just so excited. I was like, oh my God, Oscar bingo. This is great.
That's interesting. Yeah.
But each square is kind of the cliche things that happen, at the Oscars,
Right.
like, I don't know. It was just kind of one of those things. So
Someone trips on their gown or something.
Right. Yeah. So it was like, I don't know, stuff like that. So it was just kind of cute. I was
That's
like,
pretty
oh,
funny.
cool.
Yeah, that is kind of cool.
Oscar bingo.
Now, when all this stuff is going on in these festivities that you're having, Michelle, have you ever looked over at David to see what his facial expression is? Because I always imagine him to be like, he's pulled along unwillingly, but like just sort of trying to be a good sport about it all. I never seem to imagine David like really getting into the festivities in full force. Are you like just sort of an unwilling participant, David, or do you really kind of get into the whole thing of it?
I actually kind of get into it. I mean, it's funny. I went through a period there where I was like, I didn't watch the Oscars for a handful of years because I forget, I don't remember when this was. It was a few years back where I was kind of going through this period of, why the hell am I watching this show where these rich people all congratulate themselves and, that whole thing, and felt like I was too good for it, so I just kind of like stopped watching. And then of course I'm like, who gives a fuck? I like movies. Like, it's fun. It's a fun show. So I'm back to enjoying it. And I mean, the funny thing is I don't have cable right now, and I will fully admit this. The times when I did have cable and I'm just at home that whole Sunday just hanging out, I'd put E on and just have it on in the background all day.
Oh yeah,
because you kind of feel like you feel like you're there, you're hanging out, getting ready for the Oscars. Like, it's not like I'd sit there and watch all this commentary about, oh well, this fashion designer and that fashion designer, and hey, look what's in their goodie bags that they get that's worth $1,000.
Wolfgang's come up with yet another amazing meal for the after party.
Right, but there's something about just having it on all day. It's just like, it's fun, It's like people that watch the pre-Super Bowl stuff all day long. Like I said, this is like Super Bowl it's like just a fun day. It's like a holiday in a way. I'm like, yeah, this is just fun. And it's like David said, Oscars kind of, self-congratulatory and all of it's just kind of big showbiz BS. But I have fun with it. It's fun to me. It's just kind of how it is.
I always imagined you, David, being like that. You would look at this as like a playoff game, and then if something bad happened, you would like literally go through televisions because you would throw a beer at the television screen or something to that.
That might happen tonight.
Your mind.
It could happen, actually.
It could happen, man. If Manchester by the Sea gets some awards that it doesn't deserve, man. I think I said it on here last week or what, that I will never watch the Oscars again.
Just losing your mind and like telling your wife, like, get the kids out of the room. It's not going to be pretty in a second.
Ballot sheets are going to be flying through the air.
Bullshit. And just losing it.
I'm going to be wearing my La La Land jersey, rooting for the home team.
You probably have one.
Yes.
You say that, and yet I'm so not shocked at all. Like,
me dressed like Ryan Gosling for the show tonight.
I'm sitting here going, I bet you he's going to have something. This is very interesting.
I don't know. I've never gone that far. To answer your question, Bobby, I've not done that. I've not dressed up for the Oscars, but
yeah, I haven't dressed up for them, but I mean, I've definitely, like I said, like if there's decorations, I've definitely like gotten
you do take it to another level than me. You have decorations for your Oscar.
I have decorations. I'll go buy like concession stand candies and put them in bowls, and like I have 3 different types of popcorn and sodas and alcohol, obviously, and oh yeah. I mean, I've had champagne with it before. Yeah, it's good times. It's fun stuff.
Are you surprised, Bobby, by anything I've said?
No, not. I mean, I guess it makes sense that when you said at first you were kind of sort of resistant to the whole thing, but then now you kind of get into the spirit of it. It just always seems like you can definitely tell the excitement of Oscar night coming through with Michelle, but for you, it just sounds like, we'll get through it.
In the few years that we've watched it together, you seem to like it.
Yeah, I enjoy it.
We have fun.
If I were smart, I'd even take tomorrow off work, because for those of us on the East Coast, it's going to be late when it ends, and
that's true.
I'll still be only sleeping for probably 4 to 5 hours and then getting up and going to work. And
I used to take the day off, the next day off, and now that's different. God, I missed that.
Yeah, that would have been smart of me, but oh well.
I should have.
Because I will stay up and probably watch the whole thing. Of course, I gotta see.
What's
Best Picture.
I always stay up and watch the whole thing. Yeah.
I like that we get the East Coast feed when it's that time of the year, so we can watch it at the same time as you guys, and not have that stupid tape delay type stuff where everybody knows what's going on, and we have to just kind of ignore things until ours starts to play at like 8:00. Nowadays, it's like, it's on the East Coast, and so it'll be on the West Coast at the same time. I was going to
say, are there any award shows?
Yeah, it's been a long time, but I remember back in the day.
No, yeah, back in the day, it did used to do that, but it hasn't done that in years.
God, that would be.
I was a kid when it used to do that, because I remember when I was growing up in Colorado and staying up ridiculously late to watch them because they started later, and that was back in the 90s. Yeah. So that's been years.
So it's funny, we haven't even really talked about it leading up to the show. I mean, the Oscars are tonight. We're recording early today.
Yeah.
Normally every year we do predictions and make a bet out of this. We do a full on like, hey, we buy whoever wins gets their lunch or dinner purchased at Comic-Con. And I mean, we haven't talked about it. If we can do it really fast, if we just want to wing it, it's up to you guys.
Yeah, let's do it. I feel like a slacker this year because usually I'm far more prepared, and I'm just like not all.
I mean,
right
we'll rip
now.
right through these. It's this one.
Yeah, no, yeah, totally. Let's do it. Let's do it.
You want to do it?
Do it. Do
Let's
it.
do it.
Writing original screenplay: Hell or High
Are
Water,
you starting down there?
La La Land, The Lobster, Manchester by the Sea, or 20th Century Women. Michelle, what'd you
Manchester by the
pick?
Sea. I'm sorry.
I'm scrolling. I didn't realize he was starting down at the bottom. Okay, so
Yeah.
I gotta save the best for last here.
Writing original screenplay. Original screenplay. I'm gonna go with La La Land.
La La Land. Yasha, sorry.
Writing original screenplay. I'm actually going to go Manchester by the Sea.
Bobby,
Same.
same. Manchester.
Yeah.
Writing original screenplay. Fuck yeah, I think I'm gonna go the same. I think I'm gonna say Manchester. Fuck my life. Writing adapted screenplay. Rival, Fences, Hidden Figures, Lion, or Moonlight. Michelle.
I mean, I would actually like to say Arrival, but
Okay.
Fences kind of has me thinking. Screw it. I'm gonna go with Arrival.
Yasha.
I'm going to go with Fences.
Yeah.
Fences. Bobby.
Moonlight.
Yeah, I'm with you, Bobby. I'm going Moonlight.
I actually think Fences or Hidden Figures, but I think I'm leaning towards more Fences.
Yeah, I've got a feeling Fences, but
Visual effects: Deepwater Horizon, Doctor Strange, The Jungle Book, Kubo and the Two Strings, or Rogue One: A Star Wars Story. Michelle.
Jungle Book.
Yasha.
Jungle Book all day, every day.
Bobby.
JB.
Well, why should I ruin my odds and not just join you guys here? Yeah, I'll pick Jungle Book. Sound mixing: Arrival, Hacksaw Ridge, La La Land, Rogue One: A Star Wars Story, or 13 Hours, The Secret Soldiers of Benghazi.
That actually has gotten disqualified.
Oh, it has.
Yeah, 13 hours
Oh.
When did that happen?
has. Late last night or sometime this morning.
For sound mixing?
Whoa.
Yeah, I forget why it got disqualified, but I just saw the article last night and then didn't get a chance to read it into it.
Ah, dang.
Good to know.
Got some drama happening. I'm gonna go with Hacksaw Ridge.
You're going to go with Hacksaw Ridge for mixing. How about you, Yasha?
I'm going to go Arrival for this one.
You, Bobby.
Read those again real quick.
Arrival, Hacksaw Ridge, La La Land, or Rogue One?
Dang. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go. Shoot, I hate this category. I never get it right. I think I'll just go with Arrival.
All right. I feel pressure with these categories.
Yeah, you should.
You should feel pressure in these
Arrival,
categories.
Hacksaw, La La
As soon as it's musical, I'm like, oh.
I want to say Arrival, but this was tough this year.
I mean, Rogue One kind of has me. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean,
But
I'm gonna say Arrival. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Arrival.
right.
Sound editing: Arrival, Deepwater Horizon, Hacksaw Ridge, La La Land, or Sully.
and I'm gonna go Arrival on this one.
You're gonna go Arrival on this one. Yasha.
I'm going to go Hacksaw Ridge.
And Bobby.
I'm gonna keep Arrival.
Sound editing, huh? I am also going to, I haven't seen Deepwater Horizon, so I can't speak
That's
for
what I was
that.
gonna say. There's a couple you haven't seen, so it makes it a little bit harder for
It
you.
does. I mean, sound editing tends to be more of a sound design type of award, so I can see Arrival, but also films with a lot of war footage in them do, yeah. Yeah. Sorry,
That's why I
I'm
went
really,
with Hacksaw Ridge.
Yeah, that's why I'm tempted to go with Hacksaw Ridge. I'm really teetering on Arrival or Hacksaw Ridge, but I'm going to go with Hacksaw Ridge.
And I have not. I've only seen Arrival. I haven't seen any of the other movies, so I am going quickly off of.
I haven't seen Hacksaw Ridge, and I still picked it because it's World War II. It's a fighting sound effects. Yeah.
You picked it for mixing, yeah. Cool. Live action short film. I'm just going to say Enemies Within. I'm not going to try to read that. La Femme, blah, 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 TGV.
The again, woman in the TGV.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. Silent Nights, Sing, or Time Code?
Yeah, no, I said this after we watched them. I think it's going to be either Enemies Within, or I could see Silent Nights taking it because of the political aspect of it. But also that Enemies Within is kind of the same way. I'm going to say Enemies Within.
Yasha.
Yeah, this is absolute guess because I haven't even heard of any of these opposed to the list. I'm going to go with La Femme et le TGV.
It was cute.
You saw that?
Yeah, saw all of them.
Yeah, I mean, we saw all of them.
Yeah, they saw those I think they talked about it a couple weeks ago when they went to
That's right.
I have no clue of any of these. I'm just going to go with Silent Night.
Yeah, I definitely don't think Enemies Within should get it, but I think it will, just because of the.
No, I have a feeling it will. Sing was really good as well, by the way. Like Sing was adorable.
Kind of teeter. I think I said it was between Sing and Time Code was my favorite.
I like Time. They're all good. They're all good. Yeah. Time Code was fun too. It's hard. Anyway,
animated short film, Blind Vesha, Borrowed Time, Pear, Cider, and Cigarettes, Pearl, or Piper.
I'm going to go with Borrowed Time.
You, Yasha?
Pear, Cider, and Cigarettes, because I like pear cider sometimes.
Awesome.
And cigarettes?
not a huge fan of cigarettes, but I like the title.
Right.
Bobby?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Borrowed Time. I think this is the only one I've seen.
Well, if you'd watch Sunday Morning Show on CBS, Piper, they air the whole short.
Did they really?
Yeah, it was cute. I mean, it's Disney, it's Pixar.
Yeah, which one?
Which is funny.
Which one did that air?
That's the one with the
Dory.
The little bird, right?
Yeah. It was in front of Finding Dory.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I did see that one. I saw that one. Okay.
I picked Borrowed Time as well, by the way.
I'm still sticking with pear cider and cigarettes.
Do it,
man.
Do it. Go against the grain.
I'm locked in.
Production design, Arrival, Fantastic Beasts, and Where to Find Them, Hail Caesar, La La Land, or Passengers. Michelle.
Oh, FML. This one's hard because when I think production design, I'm thinking actual like sets and stuff, like legit. And as much as like Arrival was good and Fantastic Beasts, so much was done with effects. And Hollywood loves Hollywood. And there's two films in here that love Hollywood loves Hollywood. I'm sitting here going, okay, it could be La La Land and it could be Hail Caesar. And I could go either way. And I think there's a love fest for La La Land. But I could also see Hail Caesar because it's just fun production. Because I'm gambling. I'm going to go with Hail Caesar. Such a gamble.
I think that's a gamble.
It's a huge gamble. It's such a huge gamble. Like, it's going to be low.
Yasha, you're locked in now.
I know I am. I know I am with you.
I look at it kind of like the same way as Michelle. Like, I mean, Arrival was good, but it was a very modern day tale. So I think the same thing when you say production design in regards to like sets and the ambiance around the film and the actors and stuff like that. I think that automatically eliminates Arrival and Passengers because one's modern time and the other is kind of futuristic. But did we really see anything super different than we haven't seen in other movies that predict the future when it comes to Passengers? And I don't really think we did. I think it's going to be between Fantastic Beasts, Hail Caesar, and La La Land. Fantastic Beasts I thought the set production and the costumes were all fantastic. And I'm with you, Michelle. Hail Caesar is, we have these two Hollywood films that it's just amazing when it comes to their production value. Like Hail Caesar, I thought the sets and everything was so much fun, and the costumes were amazing. I haven't seen La La Land. All I've seen are just clips and cutaways for La La
That's
Land.
good too.
And it looks like it's just absolutely gorgeous
So
in production
your pick
value and
is
design. Well, you went Hail Caesar, so I'm going to go La La Land on this one.
Bobby, what's your pick?
I think this is where La La Land starts to collect its hardware, so I'm going to go La La Land.
Yeah, same here. I'm going with La La Land. Good luck, Michelle. Wish you the best.
I know. I admit. I am totally. But yeah, this is where La La Land's going to start picking up some serious steam on that
Right.
old locomotive train.
And
Yeah.
I would love to see Fantastic Beasts win because I loved all of the costumes in that show. Like I
Right.
love that era. You know, everybody wearing hats and trains and where New York was being built type of thing. You know, it was just so neat. But I don't think so.
Is it nominated for costume, David?
I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
All right,
moving
but
on
I'm still
to-
sticking with La La Land.
To music original song from La La Land, Audition, The Fools Who Dream, from Trolls, Can't Stop the Feeling. Another one from La La Land, City of Stars, from the James Foley story, The Empty Chair, or from Moana, How Far I'll Go.
And this one for me it's obvious it's going to be one of the La La Lands. It's really a decision of which La La Land song is it going to be. And it's hard because City of Stars, I guess, is technically the main theme, right?
Yeah, City of the
but
Stars.
I've also heard Audition kind of mentioned that way too.
I mean, I'll jump ahead and say, look, I think Audition is a better song.
I do too, and that's what the one I want to
Audition
pick.
is probably my favorite song from that.
I
From the
agree.
film.
I agree.
But I know what you're saying, and I feel like City of Stars might get it just because it feels like the song that represents the film.
Yeah, and it's kind of the one that I feel like it's used the most.
Yeah.
It's the one that really is the backdrop for all of its everything.
Right.
But it's hard because I think the better song is Audition. I like Audition better. I will pick Audition.
Yasha,
I'm gonna go with Audition
Bobby.
for La La Land.
Audition.
All right, clean sweep. I'm going to go with Audition.
Are you?
Yep.
No, none of us wants to balls out and go City of Stars.
No, and so none of us.
I
are
have
gonna
no
get this
idea
right.
how these songs go.
I kind of want to pick City of Stars now because I really was thinking, oh, you guys were all going to pick
Sure,
that, so that's
Michelle.
why I went with Audition.
I wrote her.
Go ahead, swerve.
I wrote her
Just
letter
go
now.
the other
It's
direction.
done. I can.
It's done, locked
I
in.
can change it, Michelle, if you want me to.
Like I went with Audition because I figured you guys would all go with City of Stars. I thought I was trying to be like the crazy one here on this. Damn.
So, what do you want? You want to stay with Audition?
No, I want to go with City of Stars. F this. Screw you all.
Race stuff now.
Your voice went so many high
So
octaves.
octaves higher, yeah. I'm glad I'm not the only one that noticed it. I didn't want to be a dick. And I was like, wow, you got really emotional about that.
I'm sorry.
Moving on to music original score, we've got Jackie, La La Land, Lion, Moonlight, and Passengers.
La La Land.
Yasha,
La La Land all day.
Bobby.
3L.
Triple L in effect.
I'm not happy with this category this year. I really wanted to see Arrival on here.
If Arrival was on here, I would have taken Arrival.
Yeah. I probably still wouldn't have taken it because I wouldn't have thought it would have won, though I think it
Right.
should have. But yeah, I think I have to go with La La Land. And even amongst these nominees, I would lean more toward a Moonlight or a Jackie.
Yeah. No, I agree.
But
Yeah, Moonlight was good. Jackie's was good. Passengers is really the one that just doesn't belong here at all. It really has zero right
haven't.
to be here, and the only reason it's here is because it's Thomas Newman, and I have nothing against Thomas Newman, nothing but love for that man. But that's the only reason it's nominated, and I just don't think that's very fair because Arrival's score was far and away so much better.
right there with you. Makeup and hairstyling. A Man Called Ove. Is that how you say that?
Yes.
Star Trek Beyond or Suicide Squad. We've got 3 films.
Star Trek Beyond.
Josh.
I'm gonna go with A Man Called Ove.
Cool. Bobby.
I'm gonna go Suicide Squad.
Man, look at you guys.
Damn,
Now
with the
who do I get to
dedication.
pair myself up with? Man, you guys took all the movies.
Well, there's only 3.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know.
So, you're the one that decided to go last, as usual.
You know me. I guess I'm gonna go with Star Trek Beyond.
That's right, you are. That's right, you are.
See, she doesn't drag me along at all. Foreign language film. Land of Mine, A Man Called Ove, The Salesman, Tana, or Tony Erdman.
Tony Erdman.
Yasha?
Tana? Sure, let's do Tana. I like Australians.
Sweet.
They're cool.
Bobby?
Tony Erdman.
I also went with Tony Erdman. I have not seen any of these, but that's the one film I saw pop up on a lot of top 10 lists. So go with that. Film editing. Arrival, Hacksaw Ridge, Hell or High Water, La La Land, or Moonlight. Michelle, you're on the clock.
La La Land.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with La La Land again.
And
Bobby.
La La Land.
Man, I needed more time. You guys ripped right through that one.
I was gonna say I said La La Land, and honestly, Moonlight kind of has me a little bit.
I was going to say that this is a tough one for me.
This is a tough one.
Oh, man, that's tough.
Film editing, like Arrival, the way that story was told. Like when I look at it, the way they edited that whole story and framed it up, God damn it.
Fuck, I really don't know, man. I want to say Moonlight. I want to say Arrival. I want to say La La Land because I think it might get it, which I guess that's what we're doing here. But
That's what we're doing.
That's why, because it's not based on what I
right. That's
really
what you hope
think should
wins.
win.
Right.
so I would say, with that said, I don't see Arrival getting it, but Moonlight,
It's
Moonlight could
it is
upset.
possible here.
Yeah. It is. That's why I was thinking. Like as soon as I said La La Land, I was like, "Oh, but Moonlight," and like I went, "Oh, but it could really throw down."
I'm trying to sit back and think like an editor because those are the people who voted on this, right? Only editors. That's right. I'm pretty sure. No, I'm pretty sure. Like with the sound awards, it's just sound engineers. So
Well, then it would make sense if it was just editors.
I think that's.
I didn't
thought that's how
know
it worked.
that was the case, but
I could be wrong. Where's research? Research, look that up.
yeah. Let's see.
Yeah, I'll go with La La Land. Fuck it. Jeez, guys.
Sounds so painful for you, David.
I don't want to pick it. I know it was my favorite movie. I loved it. It was great. Documentary short subject. We have Extremis. We have 4.1 Miles. Joe's Violin. Watani, My Homeland, or The White Helmets.
Watani, My Homeland.
Is that just a guess, or you know anything about it?
Total guess.
Okay. You seemed very confident when you said it, so that's why I was curious. Yasha.
I'll go with Watani too. My Homeland.
Bobby.
I have no clue. I'll go with the second one you said.
4.1 Miles.
Yeah.
You got it.
I have no clue.
I also have absolutely no clue. I'm going to go with Extremis. Why not? Documentary feature. We have Fire at Sea, I Am Not Your Negro, Life Animated, OJ, Made in America, or 13th. Michelle?
I wanted to see Life Animated because that looked good. And I could see doing it, but I'm picking I Am Not Your Negro because that looked amazing.
Yasha.
Oh wow. I'll go with Life Animated.
Life Animated. Bobby.
This one's tough for me. I think I'm gonna go with OJ.
I was gonna say OJ is a good bet too.
And me.
Yeah, you're not getting out of this.
We've all heard good things about 13th, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Ava, man.
I'm gonna go with 13th.
Ava DuVernay.
Spread it out.
Do it.
All right. Here's a big category: directing. We have Arrival, Hacksaw Ridge, La La Land, Manchester by the Sea, or Moonlight.
Do Dear God, help me. But I'm gonna have to pick Hacksaw Ridge and say Mel Gibson.
Wow, look at you.
Wow. See, now I feel like part of me is kind of the same way. Like, I would love to see Mel Gibson's crazy ass get up there and accept the award, but
God,
I
wouldn't that be
don't think
delicious?
they're going to give it to him. Yeah, it'd be amazing to
It'd
watch.
be like the most biggest. It's like one of the most biggest redemptions if that were to happen tonight.
Yeah, it would relaunch essentially relaunch his career. Yes. You know, a little bit more in the public eye, where people aren't afraid to attach his name to projects. You know, because they kind of hide it nowadays here and there, like kind of like M. Night Shyamalan. You know, it's like, he kind of directed this. What do you mean kind of directed this, dude? He either directed it or he didn't, type of thing. You know, it's like, well, he kind of had a hand in it. I want to pick him, but I think La La Land is going to take it as well, because everybody talks about how much they love this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to go with La La Land.
Bobby?
Yeah, this is easy money. I think this is definitely La La Land.
And me. I'm going to go with La La Land here.
Okay.
But I love your dedication, Michelle. I think.
I know.
I'm
not gonna lie. Like, the person that I would like to actually see win would be for Arrival. Would be Denis Villeneuve. I would love to see him take it, but I just don't think there's gonna be love for it. It's either gonna be La La Land or it's gonna be Mel Gibson's Hacksaw Ridge. I unfortunately can't see it going anywhere else.
Yeah, I would be definitely surprised if like Manchester by the Sea got it,
right,
or Moonlight got it.
Right.
Like, I think it'd be awesome if Moonlight got it, because that'd be really different for everybody. But I think everybody talking about La La Land and how much traction it's picked up, you know, over the past couple of weeks for it being a movie, and then the fact that Mel Gibson, almost like the comeback kid at this point with Hacksaw Ridge and how good it is, would definitely thrust him back into a positive light of like, oh, director, and then that would almost honestly solidify his directing a Suicide Squad sequel, in my opinion.
Yeah.
All right, costume design. We've got Allied, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, Florence Foster Jenkins, Jackie, or La La Land.
Fantastic Beasts.
Yasha?
Yeah, I want to go Fantastic Beasts too. I'm going to stick with what I really, really enjoyed.
Bobby?
I'll go Fantastic Beasts.
Me. I'm going to go with Florence.
Yeah, that'd be my second one. That's a really close one.
Yeah, I'll be the outlier on that one. Cinematography, Arrival, La La Land, Lion, Moonlight, or Silence.
This is different. This is difficult for me because cinematography-wise, all five of these films are spectacular, in my opinion. I really, there are shots in La La Land that bring forth just beautiful iconography of LA. And then, Arrival was just stunning. Like, just the one shot of going, over Montana as the mist comes in is just ridiculous to me. And then, Moonlight, obviously, there's a lot of scenes, mostly at the beach, that are amazing. Silence was sweeping, gorgeous shots. And Lion, like, it was just, you felt like you were there. I really kind of feel like this one can kind of, like, you literally could just draw a name for me on this one. This is very difficult, but I'm gonna say it's going to go. I'm gonna get crazy and say Silence, since it's Rodrigo.
Cool. Yasha.
La La Land.
Bobby.
I'm going with La La Land.
I am going with the narrative of Arrival behind that. So
I'd like to say Arrival, but I just can't see it taking it.
I really want to say Silence, but yeah, I'm gonna go with Silence. Fuck it.
Because I'm going with the physical cinematographer at this point.
Yeah.
Like, it's, for who it is, that's why I'm
well,
picking
that's
Silence.
why I'm going Arrival.
Yeah.
Because it would make for a good narrative for the first African American cinematographer to win.
Hey, you preaching to the choir. Like, I think it would be perfect. I would love that. I would love for that to happen. Is that realistically what's going to happen? I doubt it. But if it did, God, that'd be amazing. I'd be so excited. I'd be so happy. I would love to see Arrival take more.
All right, animated feature film: Kubo and the Two Strings, Moana, My Life as a Zucchini, The Red Turtle, or Zootopia. Michelle,
I've actually not seen any of these.
you haven't seen one of
Wow.
them. Oh my God.
Wow.
I am horrible this year.
Oh my
It's pretty
God.
bad, Michelle, because I've even seen one of these.
And I say that, and I have kind of sort of seen Zootopia. Sort of, kind of. Bits and pieces
Kind
here
of,
and
sort
there.
of seen it.
But I've not like sat down and watched Zootopia from front to end
Right.
as a whole. So I cannot state that I've seen these films. So based on that, I'm just going to say Moana.
Yasha?
I'm actually going to go. I've seen Zootopia and I loved it, but I'm going to go Kubo and the Two Strings.
Oh.
Just from the clips and stuff that I've seen, like the animation just looks fantastic.
I almost
And
put your letter there next to Zootopia without even hearing your response. I didn't expect that.
Wow.
Throw me off there, man.
Sorry, bud.
No, it's cool. Bobby.
But
You know how every now and then the Oscars seems to award someone with sort of a body of work award, even though that particular year they weren't in a great movie, but it's like, hey, we owe this person, let's give it to them. I think that's what's going to happen this year for Laika and Kubo, although I think it is deserving this year as well. So I think I'm going to go Kubo.
You guys are killing me.
I mean, I would love for Kubo to take it because, like you said,
I would.
that production company is not taking this award yet from films that they have done that are
I
amazing.
would love Kubo to take it. Now you guys are throwing me off because I don't think Zootopia should get it. I thought Zootopia was good. I just really didn't think it was that good, and I'm still leaning towards Zootopia though. I mean, I think Kubo and I think Moana are better movies, but
I mean, Zootopia's message was really cool, like really good, and the lessons in it. But I just looking at the effects and the clips that I've seen from Kubo and the Two Strings, like when I first saw the trailer, I was like, that looks absolutely beautiful. That was my response.
It looks
Like,
flawless.
right.
yeah, verbally, like I was, wow, that looks absolutely gorgeous. Zootopia just looks like another animated movie that we get the chance to see by Disney or,
Right.
DreamWorks or whoever does it. It's like, it just looks like another animated feature. Although the storyline was amazing and the message was really clear and concise and fun and positive, I still think Kubo and the Two Strings is definitely going to take it.
I'm going Zootopia. I
think you should.
I don't think it should, but I think it will.
No, I think you should.
After all that, you just literally spat in my face. And fine.
No, again,
No, it's cool. It's cool.
I think Kubo's a better movie. I was just surprised because I remember you guys both had Zootopia on your top 10 list. And
Yeah, but see, we're trying to get in the mindset of the Oscars.
right.
Not
No,
necessarily the
I
mindset
obviously
of-
I totally get that, but I still feel even in the mindset of the Oscars, like because of the message behind Zootopia, I feel like for that reason that's why it's going to get it. Even though, again, a great message, but I don't think in the end the movie is actually as good as it's being praised as, So I don't. But I'm going to go with Zootopia for that reason.
I think that with Zootopia having won at the Golden Globes, I think the Oscars are probably like, okay, well, it's something, so let's give this one to a studio that we think has been ignored.
Right.
And it's a weaker year for Pixar, so I guess they probably feel like this would be, if any year for Laika to get it, this would probably be its year. So that's kind of where I was going with the whole Oscar mindset this year.
I didn't even think about that. We don't even have a Pixar film on this list.
No, it would have been Finding Dory, but
Yeah.
that's
No.
not
No.
the word.
No. Yeah, hey, if Kubo wins and I get this wrong, I will stand up and applaud.
I
hope that happens.
I will be thrilled if I'm wrong and Kubo
Yeah.
gets it because that company, what they put out is spectacular work, and they get screwed every single time. So yeah, we'll see.
I wouldn't say screwed necessarily because a lot of the times those Pixar movies they've gone up against have been pretty spectacular Pixar films, but it's hard. It's very hard. And this
Anyways.
one just does seem to be exceptional, the Kubo. So
All right, actress in a supporting role: Viola Davis for Fences, Naomi Harris for Moonlight, Nicole Kidman for Lion, Octavia Spencer for Hidden Figures, or Michelle Williams for Manchester by the Sea. What you gonna pick, Michelle?
I love Viola Davis, and I've got a feeling they're going to go with Naomi Harris, but I'm going to stick with Viola.
Viola Davis.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
my girl. It's my girl right there.
Yasha.
I hope to God that they don't give it to Michelle Williams. Like,
God, I will be.
I just hope they don't. Like, I don't know why. Like, I'm sure she seems like a very nice
she
person.
Didn't do the performance was that.
Yeah, and that just from what I've heard, it wasn't as great as people are kind of saying. It sounds like I'm personally am pulling for Viola Davis or Octavia Spencer, because Octavia Spencer is a fantastic actress. But I've seen clips with Fences with Viola Davis, and I think she's going to. I really hope that she gets it, because she's the bomb. She is an intense actress.
She is the bomb.
Bobby.
give me VD all day with this one.
That's right.
Wow.
That's right.
Wow.
All right.
That is a very different way of saying that.
That
but
really
all right, I
was.
respect the hell out of it.
Yeah. It was
That's
like
quite
it
like
was
that.
it was almost as if you were like, man, if I had a choice between this STD or that STD, give me chlamydia.
I haven't seen Fences, but I have seen Moonlight, so of course I would like to say Naomi Harris, but I'm going to go with Viola Davis.
Okay. None of us want to get crazy on this, huh?
No, we're all sticking with what I think is probably a pretty safe bet.
Yeah, I know. But Naomi put in a huge performance in
Absolutely.
Moonlight.
I
Oh
think
my god.
she definitely would have a good chance. Nicole Kidman, no. Octavia
No.
Spencer, I haven't seen Hidden Figures, and Michelle Williams, no. I didn't dislike Michelle Williams' performance, I think, as much as you did, but I agree with you.
I like her. And actually, I feel like with Naomi, I mean, for 2 days of work, she did put in some work.
Yeah, she
'Cause
did. Yeah,
was
she did.
good.
All right, actress in a leading role: Isabelle Hubert for Elle, Ruth Negga for Loving, Natalie Portman for Jackie, Emma Stone for La La Land, or Meryl Streep for Florence Foster Jenkins. Michelle?
See, Isabella took it at Golden Globes, and it threw me off hard.
I think it surprised her.
I think it surprised everybody.
But it is the Hollywood Foreign Press, so
Yeah.
I guess.
I
that
know.
Leads something.
Fudge. It's hard because everybody keeps saying it's going to be Emma, it's going to be Emma, it's going to be Emma, and I like Emma Stone a lot. I have absolutely nothing against Emma Stone. I just don't think that her performance for La La Land was Oscar worthy. She was almost too incandescent in a way to me. David's like, I can't believe these words are coming out of Michelle's mouth right now. I'm gonna go against the grain. No, I don't know. I'll say Isabella.
All right. Yasha.
I haven't seen Elle. Actually, I haven't seen any of these movies, but I would love. I don't know really by off the name Isabella Hubert who she is. I probably know her by face. It's not ringing a bell for whatever reason right now, so that makes me sad. I would love to see Ruth Negga get it for Loving, and I mean I love Meryl Streep too, and I think Emma Stone is great, but I'm gonna pull for Natalie Portman in this one. I think
I'd really like to get behind Natalie on this one too. I know.
I like Natalie Portman a lot, and just seeing some of the scenes and clips and listening to the interviews and stuff like that when she did this role as Jackie, I think she might get it. Like, I mean, just because it's kind of like an underdog type of thing, like nobody's really expecting it. I think everybody's expecting either Emma Stone or Meryl Streep because, well, it's Meryl Streep. And if she does a movie that's a dramatic piece, then it's almost guaranteed that she's going to get nominated. But I'm pulling for Natalie Portman for Jackie.
Bobby?
I'm getting stoned on this one. It's for sure. I mean,
Bobby is all about it today. He's got the lines.
look,
He's jazzed.
I would love to. This is the first year I would love to lose the bet because I just feel like it's going to be super predictable, and if it's not
Right.
predictable, then that's going to be awesome. It's going to be a fun
Right.
time
Right.
tonight. But it just seems like it's going to go one direction. And
I know.
I'm just going to go with it. Ride the wave.
I'm right there with you, Bobby. I'm going with Emma Stone. I want to say Natalie Portman. I'm really tempted, but
I'm
going with the safer bet.
I'm tempted to say Natalie Portman. I really, it pains me. Yeah.
All right. Actor in a supporting role. Marshala Ali, if I'm saying that correctly, for Moonlight. Jeff Bridges for Hell or High Water. Lucas Hedges for Manchester by the Sea. Dev Patel for Lion, or Michael Shannon for Nocturnal Animals.
I'd really like Michael Shannon to take it, but I think Marshala Ali is going to take it.
Yasha?
I'm pulling for Dev Patel.
Yeah.
I like Dev Patel a lot, and I think he might actually do it. I mean, I think that I'm really pulling for him to get it. I mean, I like Michael Shannon. I love all the actors up here, and I would love to see Mahershala Ali take it as well. But I think I'd like to see Dev Patel get up there. I think that would shock the world, and it would definitely shock him.
Bobby, your pick.
Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. I'm going with Ali.
Oh God, Bobby.
I mean, it took me a hot second to see where he was going with it, but I mean, because at first I went, "What does this have to do?" And then I was like, "There it is."
Yeah, I'm going with Mahershala Ali, if I'm saying that right. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's a really safe bet.
but
in my
Michael
opinion.
Shannon in Nocturnal Animals was good.
It was great.
God.
Actor in a leading role: Casey Affleck, Manchester by the Sea; Andrew Garfield for Hacksaw Ridge; Ryan Gosling for La La Land; Viggo Mortensen for Captain Fantastic; or Denzel Washington for Fences. I'm ready to write your answer, Michelle. I can tell that you're ready to give it to me.
Denzel all day.
Denzel all day. Yasha.
It's going to be Casey or Denzel. I'm pulling for Denzel for this one. I'm pulling for Denzel.
Bobby.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go Denzel. I think they want to maybe give it to him to give him his, second? And they probably feel like maybe Casey is younger, so he can probably get more chances. I don't know. So, yeah. And his controversy. So I think I'm going to go with Denzel.
I'm going to go with Denzel. Honestly, I was leaning toward Casey. You remind me of the controversy, Bobby, which wasn't in my head just now, but now you've reminded me of that. Yeah, I'm going to go with Denzel.
Help me out.
Why are you so
Controversy?
surprised, Michelle?
Oh,
No.
yeah, there was an incident apparently with Casey Affleck that happened between him and I think one of his writing partners, business partners or something, and some sexual harassment with a female as far as being cast in a movie at some point. And, there was stuff that was alleged to go on set. And so it kind of washed under the water, or and then it kind of got pulled back up a little bit ago with all the stuff.
What did you think I was going to pick, Michelle? No, come on.
I thought you were gonna pick Casey. Not that because you liked him, but
Right.
because
I was about to. Again,
but because you think that right.
Yeah, I
That's
was
what they
I
were
was
gonna
about
do.
to do it. I was about to be the loner to pick somebody else, and then Bobby, you reminded me of that. Kind of was like, you know what?
That's purposely why I didn't even say anything. I kept my mouth shut.
See?
I was like, dude,
You're trying to play me.
Nope. Dude, I'm trying to play. I'm trying to win.
All right.
I'm trying to win, mofo. Of course I'm not going to give you any more information.
Last category here. Best picture. What do we have? 9 nominees?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Arrival, Fences, Hacksaw Ridge, Hell or High Water, Hidden Figures, La La Land, Lion, Manchester by the Sea, or Moonlight.
La La Land.
Yasha.
La La Land.
Bobby.
I so want Hidden Figures to be the black horse or the black sheep to kind of come out of nowhere, but I'm going La La Land.
Yeah, I'm going La La Land. Wait, why did I just put your name there? Sorry. We're all in La La Land. Yeah. I think it's pretty safe. La La Land,
yeah.
that one.
I feel like we can go to Vegas on that.
Yeah. Well, that's it, guys.
All right.
That only took us half an hour.
Yeah. Oh, I think it took longer than that.
It did.
45 minutes, man. What are you talking about?
Yeah, we flew right through that.
I tried. I tried to fly right through it. I had a couple myself that I had to sit there and think about, but just saying, I tried.
The box office results are up.
Oh, are they?
They are.
Let's look at those box office results, shall we? If I can find them.
Let's do that.
So yeah, box office. I think it's probably pretty safe to say. Well, you must have them. I do not. So what do you see?
Well, I see Get Out at number 1, making 30 million.
Shut up. Really?
Yeah, right?
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's incredible. I mean,
So awesome.
for a $4.5 million budget to make 30 million is pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Number
That's just the first weekend.
Yeah, so it should probably proceed in a good fashion next week. Not too much of a drop off. Number 2, we got Lego Batman adding another 18 million to its pot. Number 3 looks to be John Wick 2. And I don't see any numbers for it though. But 50 Shades Darker is number 4. And number 5, Hidden Figures. Wow. So that added into its toll going into the Oscars. But that is the top 5. Unfortunately, it doesn't list the numbers for the last 3, but looks like we'll be seeing more of that later on this week.
Cool. All right. Well, yeah, normally we'll talk about a lot of the stuff we've been watching. It's a quiet week for most of us. Though, Yasha, you did see Fist Fight, so I'm curious really quick. What'd you think of that one?
You know what? It wasn't bad. It was campy. It was kind of cheesy. It did have some very good uncomfortable laughs throughout the film. But it also had a pretty good message when it comes to the education system, which kind of surprised me in regards to accountability also for students and teachers and giving teachers the necessary tools that they need to do their job, which is not something that I expected when it came to a comedy about 2 teachers getting in a fight. But it was overall, it was a fun, easy watch. I wouldn't strongly recommend anybody like, you have to go see this movie. But it is fun to kind of go out there and just kind of watch. It'd be a nice something to watch at home, maybe on the background noise level. And if you like Ice Cube and Charlie Day and you think they're funny, or when Ice Cube does do comedic roles, it was easy to watch. It's a fun story. But nothing like, oh my God, you have to see this. It is so funny, type of role. But it was good.
Cool. Good to know.
I got a box office update. So John Wick,
Off the wires.
That's right.
Fresh off the wires.
John Wick is 8.5 million. 50 Shades Darker is 7.5 million. And the 5th spot actually is The Great Wall with 8 million. So there we go.
Cool. All right. Well, with that said, really quick, got any news for us this week, Bobby?
I didn't have enough time to really put anything great together. There was a few things I did want to mention. That we did officially get Matt Reeves locked in for the Batman, so that puts an end to the speculation of will they or won't they. So that's good that we finally have that final locked in of Matt Reeves. And along those lines of the Bat family, there was word that Chris McKay is in talks with Warner Brothers to direct a Nightwing solo film. So that had me pretty excited because I am a huge fan of that character, Nightwing. And obviously, for people who don't know, Nightwing is Dick Grayson, who used to be Robin, and he grew up to become Nightwing, his own individual superhero. So he should be pretty, I would say, there's a lot of fans of Nightwing because he was the first Robin, and so to see his progression into a story should make for a good movie. But it's early times, but that is the word on the street. Over in the X-Men universe, there's some TV casting news for the X-Men pilot. We have Jamie Chung, who is going to be playing Blink. And if you recall, Blink was actually one of the characters that was in X-Men Days of Future Past. She's an Asian mutant character who has the ability to teleport. In the film world, there's word that Drew Goddard is joining the writing team for Deadpool 2, which is very good news because Drew Goddard is one of the geek fan favorites along the lines of Joss Whedon types that do really good job with writing characters for this type of genre. So it's good to have him aboard. And
Is he still
also,
basically a showrunner for Daredevil?
no, he started off doing the show running for Daredevil, but he had to leave because he had got offered the Sinister Six spinoff film
Oh, that's right.
from Sony that never happened. And then that's when Stephen DeKnight, I believe Stephen M. DeKnight, that came on and did the first season of Daredevil. Then he moved off the second season of Daredevil to go do Pacific Rim 2. So, yeah. And Joe Carnahan is writing an X-Force script. So he's a busy guy. He's got obviously right now this X-Force script. He's doing that Bad Boy sequel, and he's also doing the Raid remake that we haven't really talked too much about. But yeah, he's a busy guy. And some sad stuff going on. We heard that Patrick Stewart is also leaving the role that he started out in with Professor X. So he decided after seeing a cut of the movie at the Berlin Film Festival
Of
with
Logan?
Hugh Jackman. Yeah,
Right.
of Logan. They saw the film, and after the credits rolled, he said to Hugh Jackman, "You know what? I think this is my last as well." And so we won't be seeing Professor X played by Patrick Stewart anymore, it looks like. Unless, something comes along that really makes them change their mind. It does seem to be the farewell song for both of Patrick Stewart and Hugh Jackman for Logan. So this was some interesting news that I just saw earlier this week. It was the fact that, according to Making Star Wars, the original Star Wars trilogy might be coming out on Blu-ray unedited. So we might be getting the original series untouched, the pure form on Blu-ray at some time this year because of the 40th year anniversary.
Sweet.
So keep your eyes on that. Yeah, exactly. That would be very nice. There's a movie with Martin Scorsese that was being in the works called The Irishman that was with Robert De Niro, and it was over at Paramount, but apparently Paramount decided not to go forward with it, so Netflix has stepped in and bought it. And this is a pretty big deal because this would be, an original film from Martin Scorsese with Robert De Niro, possibly with Al Pacino as well, and it would be appearing on Netflix first. So there's not much going on in terms of when there would be a release date, but the idea was that I guess Martin Scorsese couldn't do everything he wanted to do at Paramount, so they ended up not going forward, and Netflix, giving them kind of free reign, said, "Sure, you can do whatever you want. We'll just pick up the tab." So look for that sometime in, I believe 2019 is when it's supposed to come out. Start filming in 2018. And lastly, Inhumans news, which is something me and David are looking forward to. I know David isn't looking as forward to it as much as I am because of the nature of where it's being shown at, which is on ABC. But we did get some good casting news. So I'm not sure how to pronounce his first name, but I'm going to say it's Ewan Rion has been cast as Maximus the Mad. And you might know him as being in Game of Thrones. And what was his character's name in Game of Thrones, David?
I should know that. I don't. I can't think of it right off the top of my head. I don't know.
Ramsey?
Yes. Yes,
Bolton?
that is it.
Okay.
Isn't it?
Oh.
Yes. So that to me, I mean, if you know anything about the Inhumans and Maximus the Mad, is pretty much spot on, perfect casting. It's essentially a little bit of that Ramsey Bolton character thrown in, just with aspects of being sort of a mad scientist type person, and you kind of get that. And there was also a little bit of word from Meet the Movie Press host Jeff Snyder teased that an actor, and he did not say whether it was male or female, from the show Lost might be landing a big role on the Inhumans show as well. And that's pretty much what I got.
Gotcha.
Well, I'd be remiss if we didn't at least mention Bill Pullman.
Bill Paxton.
Bill Paxton as well. That news you broke to us earlier this morning too, Bobby. Like, I mean, that was pretty sad. That's pretty sad.
Yeah,
It's
it's pretty.
kind of like.
It's
Sorry to
pretty
kind of,
shocking.
to rush the news there and whatnot, but I think that we should at least, mention that. I mean, I've been watching him since Weird Science. That was the first thing that I remember seeing him in the 80s and thinking that he was great then. And then Aliens and then a slew of other things as well. Titanic, Big Love, all of those. Like, I was a fan. So sorry to hear that he has passed.
That guy is like immortal for me because I don't think there's ever been anything I've seen him in that he wasn't good in and that you just don't recognize him from. And obviously one of his defining things is Aliens and the game over line. But I mean, the guy has just been sort of one of those, I would say he's like the A-list of character actors where he would appear in things and not always necessarily the leading man, though you did see him in leading roles like Twister and some other movies. But it's just he has this catalog of movies of always being a solid performer where you can just stick him in anything and he would just do what was needed. And he was just a great actor and seemed like a really great person, but it's a huge loss. And I was definitely sad to hear the news because he's just someone I would watch in everything. And the only reason why I was initially even going to watch the Training Day TV series on CBS that's out is because he was in it. So
yeah, I mean, that is honestly one of the. I hadn't watched it, but like seeing that or hearing that he was in it was like the only thing that caught my interest. I was like, okay, well, Bill's in it. I might be able to check that out.
Yeah. So sad time.
Yeah. I believe he was 61. If you guys hadn't already mentioned that, and I mean, I think from all we know at this point, it was from complications following a heart surgery. And I believe that's all we know. Correct me if I'm wrong.
What kind of surgery?
That is all we know.
Heart surgery.
Oh wow.
Yeah. It's like when that news broke, I was just kind of like, wow, if you were to say there's one person in Hollywood that's a pretty major name that's going to pass away today, that name would not have ventured in my mind. Not even close. I'm actually I'm shocked because I mean, I think about all the excellent films he's done and you hear word of mouth in Hollywood about what a great guy he really was and how true he was to his family and to his friends, and it's surprising. And I mean, he had a really excellent body of work. Like, I mean, he did silly things like Weird Science, but and God, Aliens, and for me, I don't know what it was, but like I loved him in Twister and in Apollo 13, and it's a shame to see him go.
Yeah.
Agreed. But yeah, with that, we're going to move on, and it is about time for this week's featured review.
You got your toothbrush?
Check.
Do you have your deodorant?
Check.
Do you have your cozy clothes?
Got that.
What?
Do they know I'm black?
Should they?
You might wanna,
Mom and Dad, my black boyfriend will be coming up this weekend. I just don't want you to be shocked that he's a black man.
I ain't never seen you like this before, bruh. Meeting families and taking road trips. Don't come back all bougie, man. Come back, get your damn pants up to your damn stomach.
So you guys coming up from the city?
Yeah, we're just heading up for the weekend.
Can I see your license, please?
He wasn't driving.
I didn't ask who was driving. I asked to see his ID.
Call me Dean and you're hungry, my man.
So how long has this been going on, this thing?
All right, this week we are reviewing Get Out from writer and director Jordan Peele, who is, I think, easily best known as one half of Key and Peele. The film stars, I hope I don't get his last name wrong, Daniel Kaluuya? Kaluuya?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure, that sounds right.
Let's go with that. Yeah. I mean, I have to admit, like, I looked at his last name, I was like, I would just butcher the crap out of that.
Allison Williams also in the film, Bradley Whitford, and Catherine Keener, to name a few. Nothing really else to kind of mention about the movie before we do this. I believe it played at Sundance this year. I think it was pretty well received from what I remember. And yeah, it came out this weekend. So let's do this. As always. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, and it's still being well received. It's got 100% on Rotten Tomatoes still.
Yeah, it is still enjoying the rare 100% rating on Rotten Tomatoes right now.
Yeah.
I believe last I just checked a couple hours ago, it was at 135 reviews.
I'm shocked by that, and I'm shocked when I say that. It's really just because Rotten Tomatoes and 100% just doesn't happen very often. So I'm very just like, oh my gosh, like I feel like it's shocking. Like you go on Rotten Tomatoes and you're usually like at best 91% at best, and I was like 100. Are you effing kidding me? Like. They never give, like, you so rarely see that. It's so rare.
I mean, because when I saw the headline this week, I think from Variety reporting about it, my first reaction was, oh, well, they must only have, like, some of the ratings in yet. But then I'm thinking, I'm like, but wait, the movie comes out tomorrow. Usually by then, they've pretty much got the major chunk. But I'm thinking, I jumped on Rotten Tomatoes thinking I'm only going to see, like, 50 reviews so far. But no, it was already at 130-something at that point. And I'm like, well. Okay, 100%, awesome.
Yeah, it's
and
crazy.
how I talked my girlfriend into going to see this by using the Rotten Tomatoes kind of like rating. Like, I mean, I showed her the trailer. She's like, "Well, what's this about? It still doesn't really give you much." And I'm like, "Yeah, but it's like it's being so well received. Like Rotten Tomatoes has 100% rating. Like to give you an idea, it's like I've only seen like maybe 3 or 4 other movies with 100% rating. Citizen Kane." The Dark Knight, and like Godfather, like these are some of the movies that hold at the 100% rating or like high 90s. So it's like when I saw that it was at 100%, I was like, "Come see this with me. It's got to be good. It's gonna be good. Like let's just do this."
Yeah, the audience score is 88% right now on Rotten Tomatoes, which is also extremely, extremely high for audience ratings too. So it's. Yeah, it's that's what it is. So yeah,
that's what it is.
How about that?
As always, we will not talk about spoilers, but if we choose to do so, we will give plenty of warning before we get to that point for anyone listening. And let's do this. Time to talk to the bowl. Who gets to talk about Get Out first? And that's going to be Yasha.
Oh, motherfucker!
Oh, that bowl of destiny is a bitch.
Dirty whore.
Yeah.
Don't
actually,
listen to him,
when
Paul,
I walked out of this movie,
you love the bowl because you never get pulled first.
Sorry, go ahead, Yasha.
As he sits there, he's
I wonder why
it.
that is.
He's like petting the bowl. He's like,
I
love you, bowl. I love you, bowl. You're so kind to me and so good to me. I love you so much.
He probably puts it on a shelf, kind of like somebody puts an Oscar up on the shelf. It's like, I'm just going to treat you nice, and you just keep me treating me nice, and everything will be good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right.
I walked out of this movie, and I hadn't talked to Bobby about it, but I called him yesterday to make sure that he had seen this movie or when he was going to see this movie, because I could not wait to talk to him about this movie. This movie is such a mind fuck. Like, it literally, I just walked out and I was just like, holy shit. And I'm not trying to toot my own horn here or anything like that, but it's like, I kind of predicted exactly what was going down, except to the very, very, very end. Because I saw it ending. I saw it ending like 2 or 3 different ways. But when it started to happen and like everything really started to roll, I was like, this is what's happening. And I leaned over to my girlfriend and I told her, I was like, this is what's going on. And she's just like, oh my God, are you serious? And I was like, watch, this is what's kind of happening. And I'm whispering to her. And even though I was like right on 80% of my little predictions when I was going through the movie and watching it and stuff like that, I loved every second of it. It was a fantastically written film. Just such a far cry from what Jordan Peele is what we're used to seeing him do. And I thought it was fantastic. The acting was phenomenal with some of these characters and everybody doing what they were supposed to. Like, it just all clicked. And I thought it was beautifully written. I thought the directing was phenomenal. I thought the storyline was excellent. The music played in really nicely when it came to some of the scenes and the really important scenes. And I dug it. Like, I could sit through it a second time. Like, I was just like, this movie is so twisted. It's not even funny. And I just can't rave enough about it. And it really speaks highly to the critics giving it its fair due, because it definitely, to me, deserves that 100% rating that it's gotten on Rotten Tomatoes. I really enjoyed this movie. Really, really did.
Awesome. Moving on to the next person, which would be me. See, you doing well, Michelle? Look, see, the ball heard you. And it's like, all right, fine. I'll throw David out there. Get Out. I will say, like, just from the trailer, I wasn't like, I'd heard about the movie before I saw the trailer, like about some of the buzz surrounding it. So when I first watched the trailer, I was, I kind of had that in my mind. But I feel like if I had seen that trailer completely blind, didn't know anything, didn't know Jordan Peele was involved or something, like, I probably would have been like, okay, like, it looks kind of interesting. But yeah, I don't think, for those who have seen the trailer, haven't seen this movie, and are kind of unsure about it, the trailer doesn't do it justice, but the trailer also does a good job of not giving you too much, and that's why I feel like it doesn't do it justice. Because yeah, the movie's cool. The movie is quite good, quite entertaining. I mean, what else to say other than what you just said, Yasha? I thoroughly enjoyed it. I see why it gets the 100% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. And the thing about Rotten Tomatoes is, I think from one perspective, you might see like, oh, well, if it's 100%, I mean, we're talking like top 10 film of the year or something. And I mean, the thing about Rotten Tomatoes is it just means everyone's review is positive. It doesn't mean they're all 5-star reviews. So, to keep that in mind, I mean, yeah, nothing against this movie, but I'm not saying this is a Best Picture nominee next year, but it definitely, I can't imagine anyone not at least enjoying it and still being like, you know what? Yeah, it wasn't amazing, but it was good. I mean, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was great. I thought the writing was great. Sure, I agree with you, Yasha. I try not to predict things when I watch a movie, as best I can. I mean, a lot of times you can't help it, but sure. I mean, a lot of things that do go down, I feel like were predictable, but I agree with you. I enjoyed it nonetheless. And sure, there's details about really how this movie ends that I did not predict and I did not see coming. But
true.
Sure, some things some character motivations and such, were like, okay, yeah, I bet this and that, and I saw the same thing coming, and that's how it played out. But even so, it's still such a great movie. It really is. I can't recommend it enough for those who aren't into horror movies and are worried that, oh, I don't like horror movies. Like, I don't want to see something scary. I mean, yeah, it's thrown in with the horror genre, but it's really not a scary film. I mean, yeah, it's got.
I would say more suspense thriller, if anything.
Did any of us say what it's about, essentially, or the premise?
No, not yet. Basically, we have two people in their 20s, right? Or 30s, early 30s?
Yeah, 20s. I would say 20s.
He is African American. She's white. She is taking her boyfriend to see her parents for the first time somewhere in suburbia. I don't even know if in the film, I guess they were in New York City, right? So somewhere upstate.
Yeah, maybe Massachusetts or something. But yeah, upstate.
Somewhere upstate of the city. We'll just say that. And, he meets the parents and things seem a little funky. You see in the trailer, they have a couple people that work for them who are African American, and they act extremely odd. Again, I'm not saying anything you haven't seen in the trailer. And yeah, that's basically what the movie is about. Just kind of goes from there. Him trying to figure out what the hell is going on with with these people, things don't seem quite right. So, yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed Get Out. Quite good. Quite happy with it. So, that's my review. Bobby, the bowl has spoken, and you are next.
I can't add a lot to what you guys have said because I agree with you guys. I really enjoyed the movie a lot. All I can really add to the conversation is to say how smart I thought the script was in terms of the social commentary, in terms of being an African American male, and in a situation where you're surrounded by a lot of white people, and it's something that I don't think is shown a lot because it's usually the reverse, and it's usually like someone that's white around a lot of black people, and the fear that comes from that, and probably a lot of people don't know that they're African American males feel weird sometimes when they're surrounded by a lot of white people because it's an odd situation to be in and you notice it. And so there's a lot of that being told in this film. And of course you get a lot of the other aspects of when you do see another black person, how that there's this automatic sort of like comfort and yeah, and acknowledgement that you show towards that because you kind of both feel like, hey, we're in this kind of thing together. And so there's just so much of that going on that makes it a unique experience that hasn't been shown, I think, in cinema before. And it tells it in such a smart and good way. And I also want to give props to, I think his name is Lil Rel Howery, who's the best friend of the main character, Chris. He's hilarious. Like, he's saying a lot of things that the audience is probably saying, and just his dialogue throughout. He plays this TSA agent, and he's just gives so much of a good comedic element to it to sort of balance out the scares and the tension that's going on. So I thought he did a really good job. But overall, just really great performances. I love Bradley Whitford. He's just great in everything, and just so good. It's so good. So if you haven't seen it, definitely go see it very soon because it's worth seeing in theaters.
All right, Michelle, it leaves you. What did you think of Get Out?
Well, I was just thinking, it's so rare to see something on Rotten Tomatoes at 100%. Basically, like you were saying, like it means everybody's got a positive review of this film. And yeah, no, is it an amazing, like, Oscar award-winning film? No, but it's a good film. And I was just thinking, like, it's rare because you never really see that on Rotten Tomatoes, and it's so rare for all four of us to like fully agree. But I agree. This film it's good. It's so good. It's the script is spectacular. It's just written really well. And yeah, unfortunately it's got the horror title to it attached to it, but it's really not. I mean, there's a few jump scares. That's because it's more suspense built. There's this suspense that's built throughout the film, and there's this uneven feeling that you have the whole way through. You just feel uncomfortable. Things are just not comfortable as this movie goes on. Like no part of you should feel relaxed as you watch this film, and it's just done so well. And yeah, the comedy in it, and just I don't know, it's just the way the whole storyline unfurls. And yeah, and in a way it is kind of predictable because it reminds me of other films that I've seen in certain formats. And at one point if you are looking at the very, very, very ending of this film, I had two ideas in my head. And I'm happy it went with the way it did. But
me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Like I was like, oh, thank God, because the other way would have really kind of been like just almost too basic. I was like, this is good. I like it. It's I don't know. It's one of those things like I don't know. It's got there's this huge there's this huge theme that's going on, and it's like a satire of a scary film in a way. Like I don't know, but it's good. I enjoyed it beginning to end, I think. Yeah. And the guy who plays the main character, Chris, and I'm trying to think of let me go back to his name that I can't find now.
Daniel.
Yeah,
Kaluuya.
Daniel. So Daniel,
Sorry, Daniel.
I see nothing but really good things coming this kid's way. I say kid, he's in his mid-20s, but like I see him doing really good things because he's a really good actor. I mean, I watched him. He did an episode of Black Mirror, and it was really, really good. Like his acting in it was really, really good. I wasn't even a big fan of that episode per se, but he was really good in it. And yeah, watching him on this, like he's mesmerizing. And so yeah, no, kudos to him. It was really good. I'm very impressed.
To your point, Michelle, he did just get cast. I didn't cover this in news, but he did just get cast in a movie for Steve McQueen, a heist movie called Widows, and he's starring opposite of Viola Davis, Elizabeth Debicki, Michelle Rodriguez, and Cynthia Erivo. So yeah, good things coming towards him.
He's in Black Panther too, isn't he?
Yeah, and he's in Black Panther too. I was about to say that. Yeah.
Yeah, this kid's gonna.
That's right. Yeah.
It's gonna do well. I have a feeling.
He's killing it.
Yeah.
And the emotion that he depicts in the film was all over the place. Like, you got to give it to him. You're just like, wow. Like, how did you manage to do that? Like, it's impressive.
And
it's
kudos
impressive.
to Jordan Peele for just writing this film. Like, it's just the conversations and the way things play out in the conversations the reactions. And it's good. Good job. Well done, everyone. Yay. Everybody go see it. Yay. All four of us liked it a lot. Yay.
All right, you guys ready to talk some spoilers or no?
Ready for spoilers?
Ready for spoilers?
Yeah, sure.
All right, let's do this. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. We're going to talk about spoilers for Get Out. All right, guys, spoilers. We are going to now ruin Get Out for anyone who hasn't seen it. So we have warned you. Spoiler time. So I'm curious, Michelle, what was the other way you felt like it might go?
Well, so as he's sitting in the basement, I'm like, it's going to go one of two ways. Either he's going to get out, he's going to fight his way out, and he'll kill everybody, which is what I'm really hoping is going to happen. Or my fear was that it was going to be, nope, we're just going to let this happen to him. And the movie would end on him basically being the other dude. Like, I was like, oh God, this could play out the whole way. And it could end with this ending with him being gone.
Right.
And like the TSA best friend showing up and being like, holy F, you know, and just being just completely just like, WTF is happening. And then it's being like, well, let me introduce you to some people. And then like it ends like black scenes on him getting like hypnotized or something. Like, I don't know. Like I was just like, oh my God, this is going to end with him totally becoming, I guess, a walking zombie in a way, being this other person. Like I was like, oh God, I was like, please don't play it like this. I don't want to see that. I want to see him kick ass. Like I want to see the reversal of the African American in the horror movie, not succumb to what the horror movie is supposed to be. I want to see him win. Like, I want to see him live, damn it. I want to see him live. Let him live. But knowing that Jordan Peele wrote this, I had a feeling it was probably going to go that way, and I'm really glad that it did. But man, I was like, God, if this ends where it's going to wind up, I was like, oh, I'll be so sad. Like, not that that's a bad ending per se, but I was like, God, I could see it happening. Like, we're going to see, like, the next scene's going to be him in stupid clothing, and yeah,
it was pretty awesome to see it play out where then he does not succumb to any of the cliche making stupid, I'll say basically stupid white people decisions in a horror movie.
Right. Exactly.
He does everything he pretty much needs to, and he gets out, and he kind of kills everyone he needs to kill pretty quickly. We don't fuck around a little bit. There's a little suspense at one moment, things aren't too easy for him, but yeah, it was pretty awesome. But I mean, I see what you're saying. I think I kind of could have seen it going that way of, yes, basically the second half of the film would have been completely from the TSA friends' point of view. Like, we wouldn't have gotten any of the point of view from Chris of how he was going to go through this transformation. And basically the second half of the movie would have been TSA friend is now trying to investigate this. He goes out there himself, finds him. Holy shit, now he's all fucked up, and now he has to figure out why. And basically he still saves him in the end. I could have seen it happening that way.
I could have seen that happening too. Yeah, him
So, I mean, and that wouldn't have bothered me too much. I mean, I like how the film ended. But
and I thought that was so smart of the writing and Peele to play with that expectation a little bit, because they sort of plant that seed before where they're talking about how when Chris is on the phone with him and how he perceives him as flirting with his girlfriend, and then you're thinking later on, oh well, is she going to trick him too? And he's like calling her out for like, I don't like you. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
So it totally like subverts that expectation of you thinking like he's going to get caught up in it as well.
I mean, you get that comment from him where she's like, that bitch is smart or something like that.
Yeah.
So he kind of nods to the fact that, man, she's trying really hard, and it almost is working on me. But no, I'm not. Yeah. I'm not doing that, which is pretty sweet. But yeah, I don't know. I mean,
I think I like the nod to like the Stepford wife kind of situation.
Yeah.
And I don't know, just the play on some social norms, and I don't know, it just, yeah, I think it's funny because as I'm watching it, and he's stuck in this Stepford wife hell, basically, kind of a reality. He just takes so much, like everything is, no, it's all good, it's all good, it's all good, I'll just deal with it. Like, he just deals with it, and it's such a nod to what I can only imagine a lot of African American people put up with in society. And he's just constantly taking it and taking it and taking it. And I'm sitting here going, God, is he just going to stop taking it? God, just stop taking the bullshit. Like there's so many times like he just bites his tongue and he walks away, or, I'm just like, just say something. God damn it. Like, say something. Like, so frustrating. And I can't even imagine. But I like that it touches on that kind of, that topic, that conversation,
Yeah.
That's why it's so well done.
Exactly.
Peele gets it, and he knows that that's the reality. And there's some people who will bite their tongue, and then there's others that will explode on you within a second.
Right.
If it goes down that way. So it's very well done in the way that he threads that line, and it's just so layered within the aspects of all these different ways that things are going on, even from when, like how when he comes to the home and how the girlfriend starts saying how her dad never used to talk this way, but now all of a sudden you're here, and that happens. Like, if you're around someone and in a way somebody who's white wants to try and make you feel comfortable by kind of talking in the way that you would talk or think that you would talk, that's real. And so it's like, it's so amazing that you see these things in the film, because they haven't been explored in quite this way before. Right. And so it's just exciting to see it being told. And I think that's probably why a lot of people are regarding it in such the way that they are with high regard, is because it's like, there's a lot of truth to the way it's being told. And it leads itself to, in a way where when it goes from being really grounded and jumps into the sort of fantastical, you still sort of buy along to what they're telling because everything has been earned to a certain point, to when you get to the point where now all of a sudden it's almost this sci-fi horror film where people are able to switch brains and bodies, which, I mean, from a premise standpoint, you're just like, wow, where did this movie go to all of a sudden? But it's earned in such a way that you just sort of go along with it, and you're still committed and invested within the storytelling of this film. So it's so well done in that way.
Yasha, you have any thoughts for spoilers?
Yeah, I mean, you guys pretty much touched on it all. I mean, the social aspects of the story, the fish out of water almost type of sense, the awkwardness of being surrounded by people that you can't really relate to, the horror cliches that they address. I thought it was all fantastic. I thought it was really, really well done. One of my, when we were trying to predict the way it ended, I saw it going a couple of different ways. One was, the way that you wanted, like, this guy needs to kill everybody and get the hell out, which is what you're hoping for. And the other was, I just felt like I could have seen it cutting to another party, and then, her bringing around another black guy and just kind of like introducing him, and then introducing him and him being completely brainwashed into the sense of like, they got away with it type of thing. Right. But I'm so happy that it didn't go that way. I'm so happy that it didn't. Yeah. It didn't go that way. That it didn't resort to the bad guys winning in this sense, because I think it was important for him to get away, because we're rooting for him, because he really didn't want to be in this situation, and he was really kind of obviously very tricked. But we don't always need to have the surprise ending, the cliche ending, oh my gosh, of course these people get away with it. And I really enjoyed the fact that he got away with it, and he got away from all these crazy people. And like you said, everybody that needed to die dies. And you're rooting for him at the end of all of this. And it was great. It was really fun, watching him put the puzzle pieces together, and then the cat and mouse of whether or not is this girl really in on it, or is she just kind of like as absent-minded as she seems. And then him finding the closet with all the pictures and like all her little trophies. And it's just like, once you kind of come to grips with it, it's like, okay, yeah, she's in on this. And he's kind of like still trying to believe that she's not that person. And then it turns out that she is that person. And just, it was very well written, very well directed. I text like two of my closest friends yesterday. I was like, you need to go see this movie. It is crazy and you will enjoy it. And I stand by that. Like, I tell people all the time. My one buddy texted me back. He's like, dude, that looks nuts. And I'm like, yeah, the trailer doesn't even do it justice, right? Because it doesn't give anything away. But when you see it and you put it all together, like we said, it was just a damn good movie. Really entertaining.
I think we all agree.
I wonder too, like, we don't get to see the way, obviously, as it ends, what would happen next. But I do get the feeling that it's not quite over for him just yet, because there's a bunch of dead white people where he just left and he was the only black guy there. And there's this whole secret society of people that are in on it that could easily point the finger to this guy just coming up there and being crazy. So it's like, I wonder.
But at the same time, that would bring attention to what's going on up there. I mean, yeah, the house is burnt to the ground, but there's still these missing African-American people that are, in other people's houses. So at the same time, like, they're not going to bring attention to it at all. Like, it's going to get swept under the rug, because otherwise that brings attention to the whole town, village, people, society, what do you want to call it, grouping.
Right. Like we're all
done.
in on it. So
yeah.
And they even said it at the beginning. They even said at the beginning, it's like, this is so secluded. The closest place neighbor is
across the lake,
4 miles away across the lake, or whatever it was. It's like they make sure to mention that it's like we're completely isolated and completely secluded from any and everything.
Then in that sense, I would say probably in a stalemate, because I'm pretty sure Chris wouldn't want to go to the police and try and explain all this craziness that's happening up there, because then that puts him in a bad position to all killing all these people. So that makes sense. Now, I wonder, when I walked out of this movie, I saw the crowd of people that were in the audience, and it was funny because I was like sitting there thinking as I was walking out, I was like, I wonder how many black guys are side eyeing their white girlfriends right now as we walk out of this movie, because the way it all went down in the movie, it was just sort of, this experience where she turns on him and is a part of it. Because that was always the part I was most curious about when I saw the trailer was, once this girl realizes her family is this way, how will she react? Like, will she be on his side or will she be on their side because they're family? And as you obviously see, she's in on it from the beginning. So there was no real reason for her to pick a side. But it was one of those questions going into it, was like, how will she react? But yeah, I thought it was a good twist that she is actually a part of it and had been bringing home all these different guys, and that they were even brought home the girl, the maid or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Well, anybody got anything else? I think we're good. I think we're all pretty happy with Get Out. So yeah, we all highly recommend it for sure. Next weekend is Logan.
Oh
time.
yeah. What is that enjoying on Rotten Tomatoes? Like a 96%?
I guess it's 93
Yeah.
93. Okay.
So
or 95. Actually, I'm sorry, 95.
God, get it right.
I know. It's currently at 95.
All right, cool.
Holding strong too. Holding strong. Let's hear it up for Logan and the last encore for some of our favorites.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll be reviewing Logan next weekend, so look out for that. As always, we'd love to hear back from everybody listening. If you have any questions or comments, you can email us at feedback@flickereffect.com. You can comment on our YouTube page, youtube.com/flickereffect. Or if you're looking for links to our Facebook or Twitter accounts, just go to flickereffect.com. Look over on the right-hand side. I'm David Lott.
I'm Bobby Jackson.
I'm Yasha Wilson.
I'm Michelle Curry.
Thanks for listening.